What if I told you these 5 ancient objects shouldn't exist? From batteries to gears, they challenge everything we know about history. And you're about to see them now. Hi. Today we're diving into 5 out-of-place artifacts, ooparts, that rewrite the entire story of human progress. You'll see ancient tech, mysterious relics, and hidden clues that challenge everything we thought we knew about the past. Hit subscribe now, because what we uncover might just change your view of civilization forever. Artifact number 1. Antikythera Mechanism. Imagine diving deep into the Aegean Sea and stumbling upon something so advanced it looks like it was built by a modern engineer. That's exactly what happened in 1901 near the tiny Greek island of Antikythera. While searching a Roman-era shipwreck, divers found what looked like a lump of corroded metal. But when scientists finally examined it decades later, they were stunned. This wasn't scrap. It was a gear-driven machine over 2,000 years old. Now known as the Antikythera Mechanism, this device could predict eclipses, track planetary movements, and even model the Olympic Games cycle. It was essentially an ancient analog computer, hidden inside a box of bronze and mystery. And here's what makes it truly mind-blowing. No other mechanical device with this level of complexity appeared again until 1,400 years later, during the medieval clockmaking boom in Europe. So the question is, how did Greek scientists, without modern tools, create something so far ahead of its time? Who taught them this kind of precision engineering? And why was that knowledge lost for over a millennium? If that rattled your timeline, wait until you see number 2, a 2,000-year-old clay jar that might have powered ancient tools with electricity. Artifact number 2, the Baghdad Battery, Mesopotamia, circa 200 BCE. In the dusty ruins of ancient Mesopotamia, archaeologists uncovered something strange. A small clay jar, sealed at the top, containing a copper cylinder and an iron rod. To the average eye, it looked like a forgotten vase. But when scientists studied it closer, one word came to mind: battery. Known today as the Baghdad Battery, this 2,000-year-old object might be the world's first known electrical device. Add a bit of vinegar or lemon juice, and boom. You've got a working galvanic cell capable of producing a small electric current. But why? What were ancient people powering with this thing? Some believe it was used for electroplating gold onto jewelry, giving their crafts an otherworldly finish. Others suggest electrotherapy, primitive shock treatments for healing, and a few propose it had a ritual or religious purpose, like giving a divine zap during ceremonies. Still, no ancient texts mention electricity, and mainstream scholars remain divided. Could this really be evidence that ancient civilizations harnessed crude electricity centuries before Benjamin Franklin's kite? Well, get ready, because what's coming next might be even harder to explain. A centuries-old map that shows Antarctica before it was covered in ice. Artifact number 3, Mainz painted planisphere, Germany, 1531. In 1531, a beautifully illustrated map, known as the Mainz painted planisphere, was created in Germany. At first glance, it looks like any other Renaissance-era world map. But take a closer look at the southernmost region. The map shows the continent of Antarctica, with ice-free coastlines, river systems, and mountain ranges. But here's the thing. Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until 1820, nearly 300 years later. And even then, its coastline remained hidden beneath thick ice. So how could a 16th century cartographer know what it looked like underneath the ice? Some historians believe the map was copied from much older charts, possibly from lost ancient civilizations that explored the globe long before recorded history. Others suggest it came from secret naval expeditions far earlier than we've documented. And then there's the wild card theory, extraterrestrial influence. No one knows for sure. But one thing's certain. This artifact doesn't just challenge historical timelines. It erases and redraws them. And if you think that's wild, wait until you see artifact number 4. A hammer embedded in rock that's over 100 million years old. Artifact number 4. The London Hammer, Texas, found 1936. In 1936, a couple hiking near London, Texas, stumbled upon something that would spark decades of debate. A metal hammer, partially embedded inside a lump of solid rock. But here's the jaw-dropper. The rock that encases it has been dated to over 100 million years old. That's the same era when ammonites swam the seas and dinosaurs ruled the earth. The object became famously known as the London Hammer, and it's one of the most controversial, out-of-place artifacts ever discovered. A 19th or possibly 20th century hammer, embedded in prehistoric rock? So how do scientists explain this? Some say it's a natural concretion, where minerals slowly hardened around a modern hammer. Others suggest it's a hoax, planted in soft sediment that later hardened. But here's what's strange. Part of the wooden handle has turned to coal, a process that usually takes millions of years. So, if it is authentic, it opens an even bigger question. Did humans, or something like them, exist far earlier than history tells us? This doesn't just challenge archaeology. It challenges the entire timeline of evolution and human civilization. But if you think that's wild, wait until you hear about a stone disk discovered in a remote Chinese cave. That may hold the earliest written record of alien contact. Artifact number 5. The Dropa Stones, China, 1938. In 1938, a team of Chinese archaeologists explored the Bayan Karaula Mountains, near the border of China and Tibet. Inside a hidden cave system, they made a discovery so bizarre it barely sounds real. They found over 700 stone discs, each about 1 foot in diameter, with a hole in the center, like an ancient vinyl record. Etched into the surface were microscopic spiral grooves, unlike anything seen before. These relics became known as the Dropa Stones. And here's where things get strange. According to a controversial interpretation, the grooves weren't just decoration. They were a form of writing. When translated, they told the story of a race of extraterrestrial beings, the Dropa, who crash-landed in the mountains over 12,000 years ago. The tale described their struggle to survive, peaceful interactions with local tribes, and their eventual disappearance. If true, this would be the earliest written account of alien contact in human history. But not everyone's convinced. Many scientists have dismissed the Dropa story as a hoax, fueled by Cold War pseudoscience and sensationalism. Some even claim the stones have been lost or confiscated. Still, no one has been able to fully debunk the original report, and no official academic institution has publicly translated or displayed these stones. So we're left with the question, were they records of alien visitors, or simply misunderstood artifacts from a forgotten culture? One thing's for sure, this might be the strangest artifact we've ever seen. Final wrap-up. From ancient computers to prehistoric tools, mysterious maps, to possible alien records, each artifact reveals cracks in our historical narrative. They remind us that knowledge isn't always linear, and sometimes ancient civilizations were far more advanced than we give them credit for. Which artifact blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Call to action. If you love mind-bending history like this, smash that like, hit subscribe, and tap the notification bell. Because coming up next, 7 underwater cities discovered by scientists, some of which might be older than we can imagine. Oh, and one final question. If you could examine one of these artifacts in person, which would you choose? Tell me below. I'm curious.